Happy Valentine's Day or happy almost Valentine's Day, depending on when you're watching this. These are horoscopes by sign. Check your sun sign and check your rising sign. And you might even feel like checking your moon sign, especially if you're a moony kind of person. So if you have a Cancer moon or if you are a Cancer sun, you might also check your moon sign. If you're a moony person, you probably know I'm a moony person. I have a moon conjunction to my south node. So I would check my moon sign. But start with the sun, then check the rising if that's not enough for you, and then check the moon further still. All right. These horoscopes were not written as Valentine's Day horoscopes because you're looking for love or like wanting to focus on your partner. This is really coming from a perspective of how to care for the self and how to meet the needs of the self so that we can show up in the world and in our relationships from a place of love. So secure, healthy love of self then branches out or ripples out to other people in our lives. And that's where I'm coming from. So this isn't like you're going to go on a hot date with your boyfriend. That's not what these horoscopes are going to be. You can check out maybe like Cosmo is still a thing. Anyway, cosmopolitan.com perhaps is like the magazine, and they might have something fun like that for you to check into if you're on that vibe. But this is for you, and this is for your soul. Okay, here we go. Aquarius. Starting with Aquarius, our birthday babies right now. Supporting your nervous system on Valentine's Day is an act of love of self and others. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to keep these short. Check out my blog for the full horoscope, okay? I will include a link. Pisces. I said, go ahead and indulge in fantasy. Immerse yourself in beauty. Get a new lip gloss or get your makeup done if that would inspire in you a sense of your treasured essence. So it's basically giving to yourself, like calming yourself, Aquarius, going back to Aquarius, if that's what you need. And Pisces, giving yourself the experience of feeling beautiful instead of seeking that from a partner. Aries, this Valentine's Day, show them how it's done. You've already adventured into the depths of your heart to meet with compassion. What I'm saying here is continue to take care of yourself and work on healing, and go ahead and be a little bit weird if nobody else is focusing on that. Just keep going. People are paying attention and they're learning from you. Taurus, this Valentine's Day, experience yourself as a co-creator with God, Goddess, or the universe. You've been through so much lately, and as a result, you've become destabilized. Anyone would have become destabilized. But in this process, you've never been more authentically you. So this is encouragement to continue to be yourself and to show up as you really are. And also, I'm just acknowledging how challenging it's been. And I want to name that you've been doing so much, and I am so proud of you. Gemini and Gemini risings and or Gemini moons, level up in love of self or partner this Valentine's Day by taking radical responsibility for keeping your own side of the street clean. And I know with Gemini energy, it can be very tempting to look to the other, and there is utility in that, absolutely, and it's a part of the human experience. But this Valentine's Day, if you can focus on yourself, especially if you've been having urges to judge your neighbor or judge your partner or judge your buddy, instead of focusing on what they are doing wrong, just take a look at what you've got going on and clean some things up, tidy up a bit. Cancer, this Valentine's Day, leave power struggles from work or church or some other group dynamic behind. Connect with love of self and partner outside of power struggles. So within work environments or other groups where there is some type of hierarchy, so at work, there's a supervisor, and maybe above them is the VP of operations, and above them is the president or whatever, okay? So within any organization that has a hierarchy, there are often power struggles. You don't have to take that home with you. You don't have to struggle for power with your partner. Change that dynamic if it is happening at home. And maybe if it doesn't usually happen at home, just remember that what happens at work doesn't have to be projected onto your partner. That's something that you might process independently with your friend or your therapist, or you could at least be very forthcoming with your partner and saying like, I had a really hard time. I'm feeling powerless at work. And so can we talk about that before we transition into date night? Okay. Leo, this Valentine's Day, if you find yourself feeling jealous or comparing yourself to others, check for any covert resentment you may be harboring. Take care of you and offer an abundance of compassion for action taken, which may have caused harm to others in the past. So, in the past, if you were feeling, for whatever reason, insecure after having compared yourself to others, which is a very common thing for us to do, we're conditioned to do this. So, this just comes up, right? When that's happened in the past and you've been feeling bad about yourself and maybe you lashed out or something happened where you caused some amount of harm either to yourself if you were, I'm not going to go down that road, but you could have caused harm to yourself or caused harm to other people. Ruminating on the damage that was done in the past is not going to serve you. You may feel that you owe someone an apology, and getting that done, which is not easy for Leo energy, getting that done is going to open up so much more space. And it really might be you that you need to ask forgiveness from, not some other person. Once you move past that, it's a beautiful experience on Valentine's Day. Virgo, beauty is before and all around you. There's an abundance of dreaming energy afoot that wants you to wish upon a star with your truest heart's desire. So what I'm saying here is inspired by Venus being in opposition to your sign. And that for me is like when a planet is in opposition to one of my celestial natal planets or bodies, I have this experience sometimes where like I can't get away from that thing. And what you might not be able to get away from right now might be a little bit of confusion or dreaminess or wanting to rest. Wanting to rest can be an indication that your imagination and fantasy life isn't getting enough of your energy budget. And so letting yourself dream or experience just very beautiful things without trying to get anything done is a wonderful use of this energy for you on Valentine's Day. And if there is a friend or a partner, even a pet that you could be with, you could be cuddly with, that would be a wonderful use of this energy, Virgo. Libra, this Valentine's Day, release resistance to your authentic emotions. There might be a tendency on Valentine's Day for you to be evaluating yourself in terms of your romantic or partnered life. And you might be shutting off some of your feelings to try to shift something so that you can get to some position that your brain thinks is better than where you are now. So beware of that and hold space for your authentic feelings. And I think that's going to open up the day for you to enjoy whatever it is that is your reality in real time. Scorpio, beware of old coping mechanisms arising in the face of thoughts that stem from your prior experiences of abuses of power or betrayal. So it seems to me that astrologically, the energy is getting stirred up in a way that might cause you to feel like how you felt some time ago when you were betrayed by this person or that person, or when you witnessed an abuse of power, or even if you carried these things out, even if you were the perpetrator. Some of the feelings around that time could be stirred up right now. And when that happens, it's really important to remember that this is not the same as back then. And also, I've learned a lot since then. And I know some coping mechanisms that I turned to back then. I kind of thought I didn't need them anymore. But the invitation here is to go ahead and do what you already know how to do to take care of yourself. You deserve it. And then from that place, showing love to other people. But only after you've given yourself some of what you need to be resourced and held, so that you're not lashing out or causing harm to other people because you feel unsettled inside. It's not the same as it was then. You are different now, and you still might need some help like you did back then, and that's okay. Sagittarius, to feel the love on Valentine's Day, reduce distractions. Distractions like unmet physical needs. For example, if you really, really need to go to the bathroom, you really, really have to pee, okay? When that's happening, it's super hard to focus if you're in the midst of a conversation with someone or if you're trying to like read or learn something. When your body is sending you messages asking you to take care of it, it's taking away from whatever fun or productivity you're trying to engage in. Make sure that you meet your needs. Take yourself to the bathroom. Give yourself some food, like a real meal. Which I know you folks really love finger food and like appetizers, but eat something real so that you can be grounded and nourished for real, all right? And then from there, show up to the thing, to the party or the date, or to hang out with your best friend, whatever it is. Even if you're gonna take a bath, cover all that shit so that when you're enjoying yourself, you're not distracted by some mundane need like needing some protein. Okay, Capricorn. This Valentine's Day, remember that to be present for love of the self or other, you need to have both time and capacity. Take care to reserve enough energy for yourself. Make the list. Make your own list. Make sure you are on the list and toward the top. I'm going to circle back now to Aquarius and to Pisces because I thought I was going to be so fast, but then I expanded in everything. So if you're still here, you're going to get a little bit more information. Okay, so back to Aquarius. Okay. Supporting your nervous system, what does that mean for you? What am I even talking about, right? If you're feeling frazzled and triggered, if you're lashing out at your coworker or your partner, that's an indication that your nervous system is not regulated. And learning some of the things that you can do for yourself to regulate your nervous system, if you don't know today or Valentine's Day what that is for you, it's a good time to do some research. And then after that, a great time to experiment. Experiment with what might help you regulate your nervous system. Like the scientist. The scientist is one of the archetypes for Aquarius. So you could just begin collecting data around what works for you. Use some of your energy investment. Every single day we have a certain amount of energy. Use some of that to invest in what you can do to calm your nervous system because that's what allows for presence in real time for your life and for your loved ones. Pisces, we were talking about fantasy, like getting your makeup done or something so that you can feel beautiful and not be turning to someone outside of yourself to get validated. It feels really good when someone talks to us about how we're looking beautiful, but when we're seeking that because we can't give it to ourselves, we're a bottomless pit and there will never be enough. So this Valentine's Day, the invitation is, while Venus is in your sign, before Saturn comes to visit your sign, which is going to be a lot more challenging, but it's coming up really soon. So while Venus is here, enjoy the love and the beauty that is here for you and realize that you don't have to go seek it outside of yourself. Okay? Okay. I love you. Goodbye.